In the heart of the countryside, nestled among rolling hills and ancient oak trees, stood an old mansion known as Ravenswood Manor. Its weathered facade loomed over the landscape, casting a shadow of mystery and dread over the surrounding countryside. For centuries, Ravenswood Manor had stood as a silent sentinel, its walls holding secrets that few dared to uncover. Legend had it that the mansion was haunted by the ghosts of its former inhabitants, spirits doomed to wander its halls for eternity. Tales of strange noises in the dead of night, apparitions glimpsed in the moonlight, and unexplained phenomena had plagued the mansion for generations, turning it into a place of fear and superstition. Despite the warnings and stories circulating among the locals, a group of friends decided to spend a weekend at Ravenswood Manor, drawn by its haunted reputation. Among them were Sarah, a skeptic who scoffed at the idea of the supernatural, and her friends eager to prove her wrong. As they approached the mansion, a sense of unease settled over them like a heavy fog. The air grew colder, and the sound of their footsteps echoed ominously against the cobblestone path that led to the mansion's grand entrance. But they pressed on, their curiosity outweighing their fear. Entering through the mansion's ornate doors, they stepped into the dimly lit foyer, their breath catching in their throats as they took in the grandeur of their surroundings. The walls were adorned with faded tapestries and crumbling portraits of long-dead ancestors, their eyes seeming to follow the intruders with silent disapproval. Determined to prove the skeptics wrong, Sarah and her friends set out to explore the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, armed with flashlights and a sense of bravado. But as they delved deeper into its depths, they soon realized that they were not alone. Strange noises echoed through the halls, whispers carried on the wind, and shadows danced in the corners of their vision. Despite their best efforts to dismiss them as figments of their imagination, the signs of paranormal activity became impossible to ignore. As night fell and darkness enveloped Ravenswood Manor, the group gathered in the grand ballroom, their nerves frayed and their senses on high alert. It was then that the true horror of their situation became apparent. From the shadows emerged the ghostly figures of Ravenswood Manor's former inhabitants, apparitions trapped in a never-ending cycle of torment and despair. They moved with a silent grace, their eyes burning with a hunger that sent shivers down the spines of the intruders. With a sense of dread unlike anything they had ever known, Sarah and her friends realized that they were at the mercy of forces beyond their comprehension. Trapped in a mansion that defied the laws of the natural world, they knew that escape was impossible. As the night wore on and the spirits of Ravenswood Manor grew more restless, Sarah and her friends found themselves drawn into a terrifying game of cat and mouse. They were hunted through the mansion's darkened corridors, pursued by shadows that seemed to hunger for their very souls. But just when it seemed that all hope was lost, Sarah made a startling discovery. A hidden chamber tucked away behind a false wall, its entrance concealed by centuries of dust and decay. With no other options left, they fled into the chamber, seeking refuge from the horrors that lurked outside. As they huddled together in the darkness, the whispers grew louder, the shadows more menacing. It was then that Sarah realized the truth. The spirits of Ravenswood Manor were not seeking to harm them, but to warn them of a far greater danger. For centuries, Ravenswood Manor had been a beacon for dark forces, its walls a gateway to realms beyond human comprehension. And now, as the veil between worlds grew thin, an ancient evil stirred, threatening to unleash its wrath upon the world once more. With time running out and the forces of darkness closing in, Sarah and her friends knew that they were the only ones who could stop the evil that lurked within Ravenswood Manor. Armed with nothing but their wits and courage, they prepared to face the ultimate horror, a battle for the very soul of humanity. As dawn broke over the horizon and the first light of morning illuminated Ravenswood Manor, Sarah and her friends emerged from the hidden chamber, ready to confront their destiny. With the spirits of Ravenswood Manor at their side, they marched into battle, their hearts filled with hope and determination. Though the battle was long and fraught with peril, Sarah and her friends emerged victorious, banishing the ancient evil back to the depths of the abyss from whence it came. As Ravenswood Manor crumbled to dust around them, they knew that their sacrifice had not been in vain, for they had saved not only themselves but the world itself from the darkness that threatened to consume it. As they stood amidst the ruins of Ravenswood Manor, Sarah and her friends vowed to never forget the horrors they had witnessed within its walls. And though the mansion lay in ruins, its legacy would live on, a testament to the power of courage, friendship, and the enduring spirit of humanity in the face of unspeakable evil.